Swallowed Star 2, Origin Continent. Volume 10, Breaking Through with Force. Chapter 364, The Heavenly Wolf Guest. 2nd of Volume 10. Translator, Shadow Knight AK. Editor, Shadow Knight AK. At the edge of the purple jade lake in the land of origin, high-level Xuanhuan beings arrived one after another. Thousands of high-level Xuanhuan lifeforms gathered, chatting familiarly among themselves. I heard this fellow Taoist Luo Feng is a semi-Xuanhuan practitioner of the fusion path. How could it be false? He now resides atop the peak of Xuanhuan Island. Most practitioners on the island have witnessed it with their own eyes. There's no need for doubt, my clone has already descended to the dark holy realm and obtained a recording of fellow Taoist Luo Feng battling a Xuanhuan prisoner. Fellow Taoist Luo Feng hasn't even transcended the cage, yet his strength is already unimaginable. Oh. The scene of him fighting a Xuanhuan prisoner, could you share it with me? These high-level Xuanhuan beings are deeply concerned with Luo Feng's potential. To be this powerful before transcending the cage. Truly unbelievable. As the recording of Luo Feng's battle with the Xuanhuan prisoner spread, any lingering unease among them was completely dispelled. From now on, we need to only follow fellow Taoist Luo Feng faithfully. With his talent, becoming a world-level Xuanhuan life form is absolutely certain. The high-level Xuanhuan beings of our dark world cluster will have much better days ahead. They grew increasingly excited the more they learnt of Luo Feng's feats, the more certain they became that they were about to latch onto an immensely powerful figure. Elsewhere in the land of origin, within a cave with vast area and beautiful scenery, a towering figure lay dormant, his body covered in deep violet scales. Each scale was semi-transparent, its inner space brimming with endless flames and condensed power. Brother Zhu Huo. A green-robed figure entered the cave unhindered. What is it? The colossal being slowly opened his eyes, within which countless flaming stars flickered in and out of existence. He usually maintained this bloodline form to better unlock its latent potential. Brother Zhu Huo, are you unaware? Nearly 10,000 high-level Xuanhuan beings under your command are preparing to pledge allegiance to a newly arrived practitioner. The green-robed woman spoke urgently. They are all from the dark world cluster, every last one of them, except for a single heavenly wolf guest, has gone to submit. Her voice was laced with indignation. Brother Zhu Huo, they are your subordinates. To collectively abandon their duties and rush to pay respects to this Luo Feng without even reporting to you such insolence. They must be punished severely. The giant figure smiled faintly. They have already sought my permission. I allowed it. You allowed it. The green-robed woman couldn't hide her surprise. Brother Zhu Huo, while Luo Feng's potential is indeed extraordinary, practitioners of the fusion path still require time to ascend to world-level Xuanhuan lifeform. It would be understandable if they pledged themselves after his breakthrough, but to defect before he has even transcended the cage. This is outright defiance. Without discipline, how will you manage the hundreds of thousands of high-level Xuanhuan beings under you, let alone the tens of thousands of innate Xuanhuan lifeforms? She had followed her elder brother, Zhu Huo, before he transcended the cage, and their bond ran deep. Naturally, she stood firmly on his side. Her brother, now in the late stage of world-level Xuanhuan being, commanded over 100 world clusters and held the favor of the Supreme Lord Yuan. More than 600,000 high-level Xuanhuan beings and over 300 million subdued innate Xuanhuan lifeforms obeyed his orders. With the 7 Supreme Lords standing above all, the true governance of the practitioner faction fell to the 237 world-level Xuanhuan beings, each wielded immense authority. Take a look at this recording. Zhu Huo transmitted the battle footage to her. The green-robed woman was stunned upon viewing it. The Dark World Cluster is one of the 100-plus world clusters under my jurisdiction. The moment Luo Feng broke through, I was informed. After investigating, both Lord Chu Zhe and Lady Yi Feiya submitted detailed reports on him, including this battle recording. Zhu Huo regarded her calmly. Luo Feng is destined to become a world-level Xuanhuan lifeform, and it won't take him long. Once he does, the Dark World Cluster, his homeland, will naturally fall under his governance. He smiled faintly. It's only proper to extend him some courtesy now. The green-robed woman, having seen the recording, was deeply shaken. To be this powerful before transcending the cage. She murmured. I've never seen anything like it, Zhu Huo admitted softly. In the entire history of our practitioner faction, nearly 100 fusion path practitioners have emerged. Yet never have I heard of one who could wield such strength before even breaking free from the cage. The green-robed woman felt an inexplicable pressure. If he was already this terrifying before even transcending the cage, no wonder even her proud elder brother showed him such deference. You said that out of the 10,000 high-level Xuanhuan beings in the Dark World Cluster, only this heavenly wolf guest refused to go. Zhu Huo asked suddenly. Yes, I confirmed it, the green-robed woman nodded. As Zhu Huo's most trusted lieutenant, none of the high-level Hunyuan beings dared to deceive her. He dares to refuse. Zhu Huo's massive eyes gleamed with intrigue. Interesting. Very interesting. In the meditation chamber of the Heavenly Wolf Guest's cave residence within the land of origin. The silver-haired, three-eyed man known as the Heavenly Wolf Guest studied the phantom projection of a world-level Hunyuan bloodline before him, carefully observing its countless profound secret patterns. He hasn't even transcended the cage, yet they've all gone to pay homage collectively. The Heavenly Wolf Guest's gaze burned intensely as he examined the phantom. Did they truly believe the Dark World Cluster will belong to this Luo Feng in the future? The Dark World Cluster will belong to me. His eyes blazed with ambition. Before transcending the cage, he had already comprehended 40 to 50% of a high-level Hunyuan bloodline. Later, when his spiritual willpower first broke free from the cage, he was personally guided by the Supreme Lord Yuan himself. After arriving at Hunyuan Island in the land of origin, with access to greater resources, he swiftly achieved comprehension of over 70% of a high-level Hunyuan bloodline in an astonishingly short time. Back then, when he attempted to study a world-level Hunyuan bloodline, he found it far too difficult and thus chose to transcend the cage using a high-level bloodline without hesitation. Having comprehended over 70%, he soon reached the perfected stage of a high-level Hunyuan being. In the long years that followed, he devoted himself to studying a world-level Hunyuan bloodline. The enhanced mental processing speed, comprehension, and observational abilities of a high-level Hunyuan being greatly reduced the difficulty of this task. I've already comprehended 68% of a world-level Hunyuan bloodline. I'm not far from reaching 70%. If I wished, I could refine and absorb a world-level Hunyuan bloodline right now. With some time, I could break through to the world-level Hunyuan stage. The Heavenly Wolf Guest was brimming with confidence. According to the experiences of his predecessors, once one comprehends 70% of a Hunyuan bloodline, refining and absorbing it would allow for a direct breakthrough with even memory and will contamination being minimized. Even at 50% comprehension, one could still succeed after refining it into their body and spending time unlocking its potential. Now at 68%, he might achieve a breakthrough immediately upon absorption. After all, the so-called 70% comprehension was merely the threshold for a guaranteed breakthrough. Falling slightly short wasn't necessarily a problem. I'll exchange for an auxiliary treasure, then push forward to 70% before breaking through. The Heavenly Wolf Guest decided. If I become a world-level Hunyuan being first, the Dark World Cluster will belong to me. Those 10,000 high-level Hunyuan beings will all become my subordinates. He smirked briefly before dismissing the thought. A fusion path practitioner. One who hasn't even transcended the cage has no right to demand my allegiance. I, too, will soon be a world-level Hunyuan being. At best, Luo Feng will only reach my level in the future. Meanwhile, Luo Feng dispatched and cloned from Hunyuan Island, arriving at the Purple Jade Lake in the land of origin, the prearranged meeting place. So many high-level Hunyuan beings. Though he had known that 10,000 would come to pay their respects, seeing such a massive gathering of practitioners in person was still startling. He's here. Fellow Taoist Luo Feng has arrived. The previously chatty crowd of 10,000 high-level Hunyuan beings instantly fell silent, all turning to face Luo Feng's direction with respectful smiles. Under their collective gaze, Luo Feng descended gracefully. A thin, sharp-faced elder stepped forward first. We pay our respects to fellow Taoist Luo Feng. The elder bowed deeply, followed immediately by the synchronized salute of the 10,000 high-level Hunyuan beings. We pay our respects to fellow Taoist Luo Feng. I have yet to transcend the cage, such honor is unnecessary, Luo Feng replied with a faint smile. We may address each other simply as, fellow Taoist. Impossible. The thin elder quickly protested. For you, fellow Taoist Luo Feng, the world-level Hunyuan stage is within reach. It is only proper that we address you as senior. It is our honor that fellow Taoist Luo Feng is willing to meet with us before transcending the cage. For the Dark World Cluster to produce someone like you, fellow Taoist Luo Feng, is a blessing for all of us. The high-level Hunyuan beings were exceptionally deferential. Though a single clone of theirs could command legions of innate Hunyuan lifeforms, though they could serve as ancestral gods of vast worlds, their bloodlines seeding countless civilizations, though their clones could guard the core holy realms of entire world clusters, they showed Luo Feng nothing but reverence. The higher one's cultivation, the clearer the gap between high-level and world-level Hunyuan beings became. Fellow Taoist, Luo Feng addressed the thin elder, the first to contact him. Has our Dark World Cluster produced 13,922 high-level Hunyuan beings so far? The number still living is slightly lower, 12,883, the elder corrected, then added, today, 12,882 are present. Only one is missing, a certain heavenly wolf guest. Luo Feng had already counted them with a glance. Indeed, only one was absent. Just one. Luo Feng wouldn't have been surprised if several thousands of high-level Xuanhuan beings had been missing. After all, he hadn't transcended the cage yet, there was no obligation for everyone to pay respects. But a single absence. That was interesting. Among the tens of thousands of high-level Xuanhuan lifeforms in our dark world cluster, the heavenly wolf guest possesses the greatest talent, the thin elder explained with a smile. The rest of us transcended the cage by awakening the potential of our bloodlines. He is the only one who achieved it by comprehending over 70% of a high-level Xuanhuan bloodline. Luo Feng understood. He knew that among high-level Xuanhuan beings, those who transcended through comprehension were exceptionally rare, perhaps 1 in 10,000. In the entire history of the Dark World Cluster, only the Heavenly Wolf Guest had accomplished this feat. Indeed. The Heavenly Wolf Guest is truly extraordinary. Blank, underscore 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 underscore. End of chapter. Subscribe to MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel.